Hi everybody and welcome back to Scott Shaves, raw and unedited. And man, oh man, I have been doing my little work, and trying to figure out, well, what can I do that is maybe groundbreaking, maybe new, and everyone maybe will learn something new, right? I'm not going to even try to I'm going to sit here and say that I will ever have the impact that Matt Hilton had in the community. Rest in peace, Matt. All right. But this is a little bit inspired by not only him, but Josh Perkins over at Subi Shaved, and just a general liking of these types of razors, right? This is a Lady Eversharp. This is a new old stock that has never been used. Matter of fact, tonight I pulled the blade blank out of this. There was a little blank blade within this thing, and I was the first one to pull it out because there's this little black unsharpened piece of metal with the holes in it for the Hydro Magic lever here when you flip it up to help rinse it out, okay? This looks very similar to one that you have already seen a couple times here on the channel. I have a blue and I have a white and gold one. This is new old stock that has never been used. But, so why am I messing with injectors today, right? Well, it's not to say that injectors don't offer a good shave, because they do. But it all started around this. This is my Type F, okay? One thing about the Type F, unlike any of these other ones, like a Schick adjustable or the Lady Eversharp or any of these, is that this has a fixed head. There is no give to this head, okay? So what that leads me to is this thing is only good for injector blades. I've already held it up to the camera a couple times. Wait, you're telling me it looks like there's an injector blade in there? But wait, why does it have these ears? That's right. That's not an injector blade. What I have managed to do is I have managed to crack the code on getting a half DE blade into an injector head. And the thing about it is the blade is perfectly straight in there the way it's supposed to be on both that one and this one. And what I'm going to show you on this Eversharp, this is not cleaned up, is I'm going to show you how I have managed to use an empty injector cartridge, putting into the razor head and loading a half DE into it, okay? So that's what I'm going to show you. And then we're going to try them, okay? Because that's been the big question, all right? I've already let a couple of my friends in on the secret that I have actually cracked the code and managed to fit two with half DEs. So how do they work? How do we load them? That's what we're here to explore today, all right? So share this video with anyone and everyone, because this is the new thing and we're gonna find out if it's successful, okay? So what you're gonna need, a pair of scissors, all right? You don't need these. I have found that these help. These are just little hemostats, all right? You're obviously going to need a DE blade for this one. I went with Derby Premiums. I went with my what do I have laying around blades to mess with. And as you can see, it's already been pre-broke, right? I shouldn't have to show any of you how to break these. So how do I go about taking a half DE and putting it into an Eversharp, okay? So the first thing we're going to do, you're going to break the blade, you're going to take your scissors, and you see these humps right along here. Well, what you want to do is you want to cut, leaving the tabs, you want to start here and cut them, lining the scissors up flush. Just going across the blade here, using those little humps as your guide. And as you can see, there's a few little humps left, so I got to trim that down a little bit more right there on that end. But you want to leave just a few of the humps straight across. This is the same exact width as a injector blade now. So why did I leave the tabs on there, and how do I get it in there? The next thing you're going to do, as you can see, there's already a D injector blade in this thing. But we want the injector blade out of this thing. That's where you could use these, or even, you know what I'm going to do? because more people are more apt to have a pair of tweezers, we're going to put the tweezers in the hole and just drag it out. It's out. See? You can do it with tweezers, okay? Now the next thing you're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take the back of the DE and we're going to slide it in position like this, towards this, okay? We're going to slide it like this, trying to kind of get it wedged, okay? I always start on the farthest end. And then what you're going to do is we're going to tweak that head like this forward so that it comes forward, and then you can see it sucks in the DE. Okay? That's where we're going to use the tab now to guide it where we need. You use the tab by guiding it up. As you can see, I have that side in behind the tab where it's supposed to be. Now the next thing you do is you pull this out slightly, you put it in this end, and you tweak it, and you use your thumb like this, and push that ear right up in. And just like that, you can see I have a seated DE blade, just like that, in an Eversharp Injector, okay? So, well, that was easy. That's the easy part, right? Now comes the hard part. How does it shave? Well, let's give it a try. Because as you can see, I have 3 different variations here now, all with half DEs. The really important thing to note is you look down at kind of like we were doing yesterday, and you can see that that blade is just straight as can be. You see the gap even on the camera. You can see that that gap is straight. I will tell you, it did not work on the Type F. The rigidity of this head causes the DE blade, when you manage to get it in there, here in the middle, to bow down. And it does not work properly, because I've already did a back of the hand type shave with this thing. So let's go ahead. First off, I got so excited about this thing. Good thing that this is new old stock, because I haven't cleaned any of these. If you look, this razor's a little on the not so clean side. Same with this one. Typically I clean all my stuff, but I got so excited with the prospect that, oh my god, I managed to do it, that I forgot. So I'm going to go ahead in my new old stock. I'm going to hose her down with some 91% isopropyl alcohol here. I gave it a good hose down. As you see, it's all shiny. Now let's go ahead and rinse this thing off, because that's the last thing I want to do is be shaving this with alcohol on my face. Because if I manage to nick myself right off the bat, it's going to be a bad one. So let's go ahead, now that we have it loaded up, we're going to be using some of the Soap Commander USA. This is the Endurance. This is a sample that was given to me by a friend down in South Carolina. And I want to just say, alcohol is killing the smell of everything in here. Yeah, all I smell is rubbing alcohol in my hands. So, this idea of being able to put an injector head or DE into an injector head was born idea from a friend of mine who kind of gave me the challenge, right? So I'm going to try to load this soap up on my big brush here from West Coast Shaving, and guess I'm not entirely for sure how you do this with the thing. I'm just kind of holding it in my hand because it is a little form of a cube, and just kind of working the brush back and forth here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. We'll give it a go, right? What's the worst that happens? I gotta get some more from another one. So, not entirely for sure what that smells like. It kind of, I don't know, it just kind of smells like soap. So, put a little bit of this in here, a little bit of water. See what kind of lather I can get built up here. I don't got enough soap. Not getting enough lather here. Alright, come here, soap. Try working this thing up some more. Sometimes if you're having issues with this, what I recommend is shaving off some of the soap, meaning kind of scrape it off with a fingernail or something along those lines, and just putting it in your bowl if you're a bowl latherer. And that is usually enough to go ahead and get you going with a nice lather build, okay? If you can't build it up on your brush, especially if you're dealing with something like this, where it's Okay. There's definitely a lather here. I got a fluffy lather. It's not a heavy padded leather, I can tell. It's going to be a light, slick fluff lather, similar to the Trace of the Past soap, which I ain't got a problem with that. So I'm going to go ahead and get my face wet here, and then get lathered up, and then we're gonna give it a go, guys. We are gonna give it a go. I don't know if you're as excited as I am about this, but boy, oh boy, am I excited. And you know, best part about it, being I have two of the same identical razor here, a blue and a white, I'm going to do side by side with an Injector for feel, just to see what I feel like. Because sometimes the Injectors for me are a little bit on the aggressive side. It's not that they're super aggressive, okay? I've shaved with some super, like the Jaws and stuff like that. But, here we go. Wow. So, what do I think? Well, so far I have no blade feel. Super, super smooth. No blade feel. It's doing pretty good. Got my wife's hair. Go figure. Alright. Let's go ahead and give this Injector a go. Same cheek, same face, same soap. See what we think. See, this has more blade feel and more of a drag to it than the sharpness of that DE. Still a very mild, it's not heavy at all, but it has definitely more drag to it. So if you're someone who can't take that of a sensitive, the DE is definitely more of a sensitive type shave than that, okay? Because oh crap, itch my face. The DE half is not as thick. I will tell you, the blade on this thing is held very tight. All right. Wow. So one thing to note, if you're using a Hydro Magic razor like this that has the flip open, you cannot use it with a DE half, okay? There's obviously no holes in the DE half, so it's not gonna work. And I have 2 days growth. This razor is just plowing through it with the DE. It rinses out very nice, all right? It has a good underbar channel there. If you're someone who shaves their head, you might have to watch out for these tabs on this thing because of the fact that the tabs didn't get removed. And the reason I say that is because if you were going up like this tab is sticking out here. On a face shave, I'm not having any issues with it, but that's because I don't have any back of ears or anything to hit. Possibly with using that blade. And, So what do I think? First pass. With the grain. Very similar to what I can get with on a normal shave, alright? But it is much smoother than using an Injector blade. And here's the other kicker about this. Injector blades run, if you do decent ones, what, like 70 cents, 80 cents, $1, somewhere in that range. That's a Derby Premium. So they're $10 for 100 of them, somewhere in that range. That is, if I load those in all my Injectors, I have yet to try any of the older, like, Type E's. Haven't got that far yet. That's on my agenda to try Type E. But any of the newer ones, like these Lady Eversharps or anything like that, they seem to fit in pretty easily. You just tweak the head like I showed you, you load her up, and man, it goes good as butter. It is smooth. You know, you do gotta trim the blade a little bit, but hey, quick pair of trimming like that, you just bust it in half, cut it up with some scissors, tweak it, shove it in, it's good to go. This is a Derby Premium blade. Sure, not the greatest of blades, but I'll tell you what, for 4 cents, sure beats the crap out of 80, and it is doing a fantastic job. It's really smooth. I'm having no issues with it. You can hear the blade feedback there, but I'm having no dragging that I typically get with these, okay? So, it is fantastic. What this reminds me a lot of is a much lighter version of the, I just freaking got me here with that. See, that's what I was telling you, that tab, you got to watch yourself on. But other than by your ear, really, really smooth. No blade feel at all. Because I'm going to tell you, with an injector, I'm usually not plowing through the hair as fast as I am right here. Because this is just so smooth. I have no feedback from this blade. It is really, really mild now. Seems to be doing a good job too, because the best part about this is I gotta go do some professional work tomorrow. So for the first time in over a year, I gotta dress up, alright? Not look like I'm going to the beach or just hanging out for the day. So, fantastic, fantastic. Man, and I'm gonna tell you, you're the first to see this, alright? Alright, well, let's give it a final rinse. And, I might just cut myself. I'm stupid and turned this razor sideways by accident. So let's go ahead and give myself a rinse and see what I think. So yesterday's video, I hope found you all very well. I just wanted to try to share some of my tips with my hunting of razors, because that's one thing I don't think that I've seen. Alright? And today, I just couldn't help it, because this has been something that has been asked by my friend Michelle for me to give it a try. You know, I am a chemist. I am once upon a time wanted to be an engineer. This is very smooth shave. No different than really any other 2 passes I get, you know. Is it BBS? Well, no. But I'm not going to sit here and shave and shave and shave to try to get that. I'm not one of those people. There are some razors out there that you can do that with, okay? But how does this razor clean up? That's the other thing that I often find with injectors, is how do they clean, okay? So I will tell you that this does not look any different than that of after a normal shave with one of these, because the channel here for lathering this is really big, the channel back here. So that's why I didn't have any issues with it clogging as I continue to plow through things. And it worked really good. So, do I recommend you guys giving it a try? Well, of course I do, alright? Just remember that half DE, pair of scissors, you can pull the blades out with a pair of tweezers, and you need just an empty injector twing magazine to stick into your head, like so, and just give it the tweak that you need. Once it's in, the little tweak, like this, to free that head open. And how does this come out once you're done with it? Well, same way you probably took the injector out. Yep. Pair of tweezers. Just push it up. Just like that. She came out. As you can see, she's straight as an arrow. Worked great. Put her back. Take the injector head out. And just like that, it is back to normal. And you can, again, now use the Hydro Magic if you choose to, which just drops it down and uses those things. But it is not needed with a half DE. Thank you guys for joining me. Hope you learned something new. Give it a try. Stay classy, everyone, and have a good evening.